The reason this is going to be such an interesting video for me is because in the comments I want to get a feel from Habs fans about what they think about the possibility of the Montreal Canadiens not drafting Shane Wright first overall. Now, look, we've seen the Habs make their fair share of mistakes in the draft in the years past, and I mean, there's some very recent examples like Jesperi Kotkaniemi. I'm sorry, but that should have been Brady Tkachuk wearing the Montreal Canadiens C on his jersey and not the Ottawa Senators. I'm sorry, that was a flat-out mistake by Marc Bergevin and company. But here, I'm wondering, would Habs fans be happy if maybe they didn't go the Shane Wright route? Because there are some whispers about Shane Wright not being a bust. Okay, I'm not going that far. But not being first overall worthy, not being what some people expect out of a first overall centerman. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Don't come at me. I know a lot of people are, oh, what do you mean? What are you talking about? I'm just saying there's whispers that he might not be what he's cracked up to be by the scouts. He might not be a number one center superstar guy, okay? Like Connor Bedard is projected to be as a shoo-in next year in 2023. Now, let's say the hypothetical of if the Habs aren't going to pick Shane Wright. Who's the first name that comes to your mind? It's Juraj Slafkovsky. Now, this guy, look, he's got some upside. Yes, it would be a surprise, and I'm sure there would be a large pocket of Habs fans that would be upset if the Habs went with Slafkovsky. I can't even say his name right yet. Slafkovsky instead of Shane Wright. But if the Habs were to go down this route, why would they pick Slafkovsky? Well, he's considered to be the most dynamic forward in the upcoming draft class, and his stock has skyrocketed this season particularly. He's a big Slovakian forward who has great offensive skill. He had 10 points in 31 games, plus 7 points in 18 playoff games with TPS in the Liga, Finland's top pro league. He added 18 points in 11 games with their U20 team, and he was also named MVP of the Olympic tournament with 7 goals in 7 games for Slovakia. And most importantly, he got 9 points in 8 games at the World Championship, where Canadiens GM Ken Hughes was there, and he was reportedly scouting him. So again, it just depends what the Habs deem to be most important to them. Now, there's the old adage, it's cliche, but it's true. Doesn't matter when you want to fill a positional need in the draft, you don't do it, you just take the best player available. I mean, the Edmonton Oilers were badly in need of a defenseman in 2015 when they had the first overall pick, because they had a bunch of really kind of offensive firepowers like Taylor Hall, Eberle, Yakupov, Nugent-Hopkins. They could have taken a defenseman. Nope, they took number 97, Connor McDavid. Okay, so you take the best player available. And this guy, it depends, because Nick Suzuki looks like he's going to be a number one center for years and years and years to come, and a guy like Slafkovsky might be a nice complement to Suzuki and to Caufield for years to come. But that's where you kind of go with Shane Wright, who might be able to be a 1A, 1B down the middle. I like to akin it. I know neither Suzuki or Wright are going to be on the level of Crosby, but I like to akin it kind of to Crosby-Malkin 1A, 1B. I know Malkin's clearly the number 2 center, but Malkin could be a number 1 center on most of the teams in the league. So having a dynamic 1-2 punch down the middle is almost essential right now to succeed in the NHL, which is why you'd maybe go Wright, but the dynamic offensive skill from a big player is very, very attractive. So we'll see how that one goes. Slafkovsky is definitely stirring things up. And the other choice, of course, is Logan Cooley, who is also very dynamic and creative and offensively gifted. Now, similar to Slafkovsky, the reason the Habs might be willing to go down this route is because Cooley is said to have the most elite upside in the draft. Now, that's risky, because Nail Yakupov had the most elite upside, supposedly, in his draft class too, so you got to be careful with that. But again, the Habs have been starving for offensively gifted players for a number of years now, and I know it's turning around with guys like Suzuki and Caufield, but you can never have too much goal scoring skill, because the hardest thing to do in the NHL is to score goals. So you need guys who can create plays and score goals, and it seems like Cooley can do that. Now, is he going to be a better pick than Wright? Only time will tell. Same thing with Slavkovsky. That's why this thing is getting a bit more slippery, a bit riskier, and a bit more interesting the closer we get to the draft, because you're hearing more and more whispers of like, hey, are we sure that the Habs should be picking Shane Wright first overall? He's still right now the consensus first overall pick, which says a lot, okay? That means that he's most likely the best pick at first overall, but there's some guys who are challenging, especially Slavkovsky, and I want to hear from Habs fans. Who do you think the Habs should pick first overall, and why? Man, this is going to be interesting to read in the comments down below, because I know Habs fans, they're very knowledgeable, they're intelligent, they've been doing their scouting, they've been looking at who might and might not be the better pick, and I want to know in the comments down below. Let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.